Alrighty guys, and welcome back in. Today we're going to be looking at the shrine. Now this week's shrine is going to be a little bit of an interesting one. There's both good things for killer and both good things for survivor. That being said, I'll be walking you through why I recommend what perk. Now let's just start off with Hornet Ground. Now what does Hornet Ground do? Basically it makes 2 totems around the board lit. There are 5 totems by default on every map. There is no way to enhance that. When a survivor breaks a totem is reduced. There are 2 totems that will spawn lit. When a survivor breaks a lit totem, it will activate Hornet Ground, meaning all survivors, including the survivor that broke the totem, will go down in one hit for the next 40, 50, 60 seconds. It will only work off M1s, therefore even a Nurse Blink M1 will work, but a projectile throwing axe from a Huntress will not work, so just keep that in mind. However, a Death Slinger shot reeling in M1 will work as well, will not work off a Pig Ambush, etc., and vice forward. It's a great perk. I used to like Hornet Ground on my Wraith when I used to stack it with Discordance and Corrupt Intervention with Pop or Surge. However, I have recently traded out Haunted for Sloppy Butcher. Yes, I know the full green build. It actually works really well on Wraith. That being said, Tinkerer is also a good choice just for gen management in terms of, you know, you won't be getting a lot of hooks as Wraith. You'll be getting a lot of split pressure and playing off those kind of cards depending on how good the survivors are that you are versing or how they play. Moving on to the next perk. So the next perk is called Leader. This is a Dwight Teachable. It gives you 15, 20, and 25% enhancement for all your allies around you when they are healing you, when they're savoing hooks, when they're hook saving you. It does not apply towards generators. I want to make that clear. It does apply towards searching chests and breaking totems. So it is a buff for every player around you. It does persist for 15 seconds after they leave the 8 meters, or after you leave the 8 meters. However, it will not affect you at all. So keep in mind, if you want to buff your teammates and you want to be with your teammates, Leader is definitely an amazing perk. However, Leaderable is a teachable unlocked by Dwight at level 35. Therefore, it is a non-DLC teachable that you can get just by leveling up Dwight when you feel that you have enough blood points. Moving on to the next perk, Shadowboard. Now, a lot of people do like Shadowboard. I personally look at Shadowboard as a poor man's Modern Abuse. Modern Abuse coming in from the Doctor, weighing in at level 35, followed by Overcharge at 40. What does Shadowboard do? Basically, it makes your field of view wider and clearer, so you can see a lot better. It makes it look like you're moving faster. It, however, does not affect your movement speed. A lot of people that tend to run Shadowborn will have it on either the Death Slinger, the Huntress, or the Nurse. It helps a lot of people with the field of view blinking, so if you play Nurse and get motion sickness, Shadowborn might help you, or it might go the complete opposite and make you go, wow, really didn't help, Goose. That being said, I do not recommend Shadowborn. I do, however, run Modern Abuse on my Michael Myers. That being said, Shadowborn is an okay perk. It's unlocked by the Wraith. Wraith doesn't have any real good teachables, so if you did want to skip all the other stuff you can get, like Predator, then by all means, feel free to unlock Shadowborn from the shrine. However, I would recommend holding onto your shards. Now, the next perk is Urban Evasion. Urban Evasion being one of the strongest Immerse perks in Dead by Daylight, unlocking movement speed of 90, 95, and 100% of walking speed while crouch walking. Therefore, you can cover a lot of distance while crouch walking, and you leave no scratch marks, and you are harder to detect because you are obviously lower down in a field of view for the killer to see. However, it does not affect your field of view as Survivor. That being said, Urban Evasion is unlocked on Nia at level 40. Level 30, you're going to be looking at Balance Landing, followed by level 35, you're going to be looking at Streetwise. That being said, I honestly do not recommend Urban Evasion for an experienced player. You can work with it if you're running it with Spine Chill and playing Immerse, but generally, when you get into a game as Survivor or Killer, the games go pretty quick, and if you're wasting a lot of time Urban Evading around, most people that I see with Urban Evasion are going to be running Urban Evasion, Sprint Burst, maybe Iron Will or Self-Care with Spine Chill as their 4th perk. That's generally what I see when I see Urban Evasion. It can be used really well, don't get me wrong. I personally don't like it too much. It's better than Fixated, even though Fixated enhances walking speed by 20%, because when you're injured, Fixated removes that buff, and you can also see your scratch marks, obviously, while you have Fixated. However, it removes the buff when you're injured. Urban Evasion will always work, so you will be able to be immersed. However, keeping in mind, scratch marks last 10 seconds, nearly unreadable at 7, 4 with Lightweight, as opposed to blood lasts 10 seconds. There are no way to remove your blood, apart from very few perks in Dead by Daylight, like No Mither, and I believe, not off the record, there is one more other perk that when you get hit, it's a UE perk, when you get hit, you have no bleeding for like 1 minute. It's Lucky Break, thank you. Alright, that being said, guys, that's going to be all for today's educational and informative shrine. If you guys enjoyed it, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you want to catch firsthand some educational DBD Killer and Survivor YouTube videos, make sure you check out the other content that we do have up here on Twitch. We stream DBD 5 days a week over at Twitch if you guys want to tune into the live stream. Anyways, that's all for this week's shrine. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the fog.